Okay, Adam Stark here, about to break down another one of my rap's lyrics completely. This one is, of course, called DaFilthyAnimals Tribute Rap, and this is basically a rap that I made for the label that I'm proud to be a part of, independent label called DaFilthyAnimals. And of course, I urge you to check out the website that was made for us, for all of its members. We are a group of MCs and producers that are from all over the country of the United States, and we basically culminated together as a group. I was, late in joining, but I was very happy to be a part of the team. And my producer in To Filthy Animals has turned this rap itself into a song. And so, what I kind of wanted to do after a few nice projects of beats that he has made for me for my raps, I decided I wanted to make sort of a tribute rap to the team of The Filthy Animals. Now, of course, my lyrics in this are not entirely about The Filthy Animals and the associates and other rappers and writers. That's not the whole rap isn't just about them. It's still, as I always do, come up with thought provoking content, good jokes, good punchlines, similes, metaphors, entendres, onomatopoeias, so on and so forth. But I do mention enough times that I'm shouting out and showing respect and gratitude to the label of the Filthy Animals that I'm happy to be a part of. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break down the lyrics here. I will simply be reading them, not rapping them, and then I will break down any meanings, any hidden meanings, anything about my writing process, any Easter eggs or hidden things that weren't, readily understood the first time you have heard them or came across them. And I'll go over anything that I feel is, that needs to be talked about in my work of writing here. So, okay, I'm going to go through the lyrics in order. So here we go. To Filthy Animals, that's my crew, here to let the people know. We supply beats, raps, and tapes that are so awesome, it'll make believe believable. Okay, so first part's very easy to understand. All I'm saying is, okay, I'm, talking about the label I'm happy to be part of, The Filthy Animals. I said that's my crew, here to let the people know. Okay, so I'm just giving representation to a group I'm, proud and happy to be a part of. And then I said we supply beats, reps, and tapes that are awesome. So that's something that we do collectively as a team. Is okay, beats. Of course, the producer in our group makes beats, makes instrumentals, does an amazing, spectacular job at it. And then raps, of course, all of us that are MCs make our raps and we put them out. And then tapes, as in mixtapes, of course, but you could say tapes as in videos too, if you want to, you know, interpret it that way as well. But I say that they're awesome. And then I said it'll make believe believable. In other words, the make believe is something that's imaginary or made up, and it's basically saying what I'm basically saying is okay, if you say I'll make believe believable, then what you thought couldn't be done, as in amazing lyrics, amazing beats, amazing mixtapes, if you thought that couldn't be done, I'm going to show you here with this rap that it can be done. And if you check out our work, you will see that. So basically just saying, that, you know, expect the unexpected, and believe it or not, you will see for yourself the talent that we have. And I also just did a little bit of, an interesting sound to it because I wanted to put two of the same words that sound that well, that is the same word. I wanted to make it kind of trippy because I could have just said, I'll prove that, what you think can happen will happen, instead of just saying that. I like to be creative. So I wanted to kind of repeat myself and kind of stutter and just say, "Oh, it'll make believe believable," just to make it sound better, just to spice the line up a little bit. Okay, continuing on here. Easy on the ears, gross to the nose, with hard-hitting punchlines for the grimiest bunch. I don't make it easy for nosy people trying to copy my flavor, even the spiciest stuff. Okay, so the first part is I'm basically going off of the name of the Filthy Animals. If we're filthy, okay, easy on the ears. Well, normally there's a saying easy on the eyes, but I said easy on the ears because we're talking, of course, about music and about rhymes and rapping and such. So I'm saying easy on the ears. So in other words, you will get derive pleasure from listening to us because we have amazing rappers and MCs, and of course you could interpret that as good beats to listen to as well. But I said gross to the nose because going off of the theme of us being filthy. Filthy could be depicted as literally filthy, or it could mean filthy as in we are just a grimy bunch of characters, as I said, grimiest bunch later. But it could also mean dirty, as in a dirty rapper, someone who's not going to be clean cut, like someone walking around holding a Bible doesn't swear like Will Smith. It's not like that. We're saying we can definitely be filthy with our potty mouths, sort of thing. But anyways, now here on to the double meaning. I said I don't make it easy for nosy people trying to copy my flavor, even the spiciest stuff. So it's a double meaning because of the last thing I say. These two things sound exactly the same when you say it at the right speed. Spiciest stuff, Spiciest, space Stuff, or the forward conjunction spies, see, it's tough, Spies, space See, space It apostrophe S, space Tough. Because what I'm saying here is I don't make it easy for nosy people trying to copy my flavor. Now, flavor can be something spicy, and I said gross to the nose, so I'm saying even the spiciest stuff, it's going to be hard for you to copy. But I'm also saying, okay, nosy people that are trying to copy my flavor, what would they be doing? They would be spying. They would be people that are trying to, basically commit an inside job sort of thing to their get their wishes of stealing my flavor. Flavor is in hip hop can also mean slang for, that's my style, that's my flavor is to, rap like this and whatnot. I'm saying even the spies, the people that want to be like us, they see it's tough because it's hard to copy my flavor because I don't make it easy, as I mentioned in the setup. So just a dope double meaning right there. Continuing on here, I'm gonna confuse you for a second when I start kicking punchlines. Here's some secrets. I'm a rookie career ender sometimes. I'll tell a bitch rapper ahead of time. I'm quick to ruin another's surprise. Okay, very dope here. This is a double meaning. Now, but the first line I said here, I'm gonna confuse you for a second when I start kicking punchlines. That's just a very quick, dope, you know, rhyme right here. What I'm basically saying is, okay, this like I always like to play with words. It's one of my favorite things to do. And one thing that's funny is you can say, I'm throwing punchlines, I'm, spitting punchlines, I'm kicking punchlines. These are common sayings in hip hop. And I just thought it'd be funny because I'm saying I'm going to start kicking punchlines. Well, those are punches and kicks are two different things, in a literal definition sense of those words. But it's just a funny it comes to saying I'm going to start kicking punchlines. It just sounds funny because they're, you know, different actual verbs when it comes to the real interpretations of them. But just a funny way to set it up. And then I said, then this is the double meaning. I said, here's some secrets. I'm a rookie career ender sometimes. And I said, I'll tell a bitch rapper ahead of time. I'm quick to ruin another's surprise. So here's the double meaning. If you say another's surprise, and another's uprise. It sounds exactly the same because you just carry the sound of the S over and you can keep it when you make the word surprise or the word uprise. So let me just spell it out for you. ANOTHER apostrophe S space SURPRISE, another's surprise, or the other one, ANOTHER apostrophe S space UPRISE, another's uprise. So, okay, if I said basically what I'm saying here is that I can end a rookie's career, right off the bat. You start coming out as a rapper, which you're an amateur, you're just getting started, I can already ruin your career. And I'm saying I'm quick to ruin another's surprise because I said in the setup, I'll tell a bitch rapper ahead of time. Well, if I tell him ahead of time, then that means I am quick and time, of course, go together. I'm quickly ruining another's, as in another apostrophe S ownership, that person's surprise because I'm telling you ahead of time. And I also set up by saying here's some secrets that I ruin ahead of time. So I'm ruining someone else's surprise. And the double meaning comes in because I said you're a rookie and I'm ending your career and I'm saying that you're a bitch rapper. And so I'm ruining another's ownership, another person's uprise. Because if you are a rookie, that means you're starting at the bottom and then you're on an uprise. That's how it happens when you start out. You start out at level 0 or 1, whatever you want to call it, and you have an uprise. And I'm saying I can quickly end your career. So just a very dope double meaning there. Okay, continuing on here. This is a funny line. I said, I put you in a box like I'm horseshoe packaging. Okay, I wanted to say this line. It's funny because if in case you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, and it's when you if you haven't heard the punchlines that have been used a billion times about putting your opponent in a box, it's been done so many times it's laughable at this point. So I just simply wanted to make a funny spin on the commonly used reference of putting someone in a box. So as I always talk to my haters in my raps with punchlines that are offensive, physically offensive and such, I said I put you in a box, which is saying I'm going to kill you, put you in a box in a coffin, talking to the haters. And then I spice the line up. I make it a simile. And I said, like I'm horseshoe packaging. Okay. If I am packaging a horseshoe, and then you know what that means. If you look at the shape of a horseshoe, it's the letter U. It looks like the letter U. So if you put a horseshoe in a box because you're packaging a horseshoe, that's putting something in the shape of a U into a box. So it's just a funny, dope simile comparison of how I'm going to put you in a box, as in kill you, bury you in a pine box, and then also like a coffin. And then I'm saying comparing that to a horseshoe packaging, the letter U. Okay, continuing here. Haters sleep on my bars. Pay attention. You don't even have to blink. You weren't on point. My insults woke you up. That's what the distracted think. Okay, now this is very dope. This is an amazing double meaning. One of my favorite lines I've ever written, and easily one of the best lines in this entire rap that I wrote. Okay, what it's saying right here is okay, it just here's when the double meaning comes in is the last few syllables in the sentence. I'll break it down. These two things sound exactly the same when you say them at the right speed. You do have to say it a little bit slowly and a little bit of a how should I put it, spacing. And you have to have pristine timing when you do this. But these two things do sound exactly the same, which allows me to pull off two implied meanings in one line where you say it one way and it makes sense in two different implied meanings. So it's distracted, think DISTRC, excuse me, DISTRACTED space THINK, or the distrack did think space DISS space TRACK space DID space THINK. So what I'm saying here is, okay, I ended by saying we'll go off of one of the two meanings. That's what the distracted think. Okay, when I say haters sleep on my bars, now, in case you didn't know, to sleep on someone is a common slang saying in hip hop that means that you definitely missed somebody who is very talented at whatever it is, doesn't have to be hip hop, but who is very talented. And if you sleep on that person, it's a saying that basically means that you underestimated them severely. Okay. Anyways, haters sleep on my bars. And I said, pay attention. I said, you don't even have to blink. And then I said, you weren't on point, and my insults woke you up. So that's what the distracted think. Okay, because you weren't on point, and I told you need to pay attention because you underestimated me, because like I said, haters sleep on my bars are dope punchlines and good rhymes in raps that are written in that hip hop sense. And I'm saying that's what the distracted think. Okay, because my insults woke you up. Okay, because you underestimated me and my insults woke you up. Okay, but then The second meaning in this punchline is I said, that's what, and then I made the double meaning here is the diss track did. Think. Now, everybody knows, I hope you know, what a diss track is. A diss track in hip hop is when you have a rap that is going after another person, whether it's an MC or if it's someone else who isn't an MC even, but a diss track. Okay, you know, it's when you have a rhyme that is dedicated to insulting another. Okay, and I'm saying that's what the diss track did, and I have a little space when I say it in the actual rap. I said that's what the diss track did. Think, because I'm saying think. I want you to think how this is a double meaning when you hear it the first time. Okay, because I'm insulting you and you sleep on my bars. You weren't on point, and I was the one who woke you up to this information that I have insults that are coming at you. So that's what the diss track would do if I'm having bars that are insulting you. So very dope double meaning there. Okay, continuing on here. Okay, in other words, if you ain't listening, then your life ain't meant for shit. Your rhymes won't ever broadband. You tried for these other groups and couldn't make one song land. Embarrassing, you got written off even without an eraser on hand. Okay, this is very dope. It's very simple too, in my personal opinion. But what I'm saying here is, okay, I said, okay, your life ain't meant for shit if you ain't listening to us. Because I'm saying we are extremely talented. So if you're missing out on some extreme talent, then you're worthless. You're pointless. I mean, what are you doing? Okay, and obviously, I'm assuming that you haven't, you know, gotten to our corner of the internet yet. Is all I'm trying to say. If you, you know, unwillingly haven't been able to listen to us, well, that's a different story. But anyways, okay. I'm saying your rhymes won't ever broadband, as in the talent you think you have in hip hop, it won't go far. That's what broadband means. It won't go far. You won't become famous. And then I said, you tried for these other groups, because I'm claiming my group as the best, of course. And I said, you couldn't make one song land. In other words, you could audition for other rap groups, but you will undoubtedly fail. Okay, and saying that if you can hate us all you want, but it's funny because you personally, in most cases, aren't a rapper yourself, and if you think rap is easy and you tried it, you wouldn't be able to get far at all. And then landing with embarrassing, you got written off even without an eraser on hand. Okay, so a common slang saying is to get written off. To get written off basically means that you were ignored, almost like saying you were fired. It's like, okay, if you were trying to become a successful rapper for we'll just stop there. Okay, you're trying to be a successful rapper. If you got written off according to the people, according to the audience of hip hop or such, that means that you just got completely null and void to us. You are not going to keep on being listened to, and you're done for. You are obsolete now all of a sudden. That can mean, one way of saying you got written off. But then I make it even doper by not just saying that you got written off, because that could already have ended the line, but I said, even without an eraser on hand. Okay, if you had an eraser, and on hand means you're equipped with something. If you had an eraser with you, then you could erase anything that is written. Okay, and I'm saying you got written off as in the way I just mentioned what it means, but I said even without an eraser. Okay, so just a dope way of saying that, yeah, you suck, you weren't able to make it, even without, you got erased basically from people even without having, an eraser, which would be the way of really getting things that were written off. Okay, continuing on here. People in all walks of life come and join our bomb unit. There's lots of tools in prison. Formed groups get together and write raps to be heard. Now, have you ever seen a conduit? Okay, this is a triple meaning, three implied meanings, triple entendre. You say the rhyme one way, one one speed, it sounds exactly the same, and it is three implied meanings. Okay, very talented. It all has to do with the last word, actually, conduit. And what's nice is two of the meanings are spelled exactly the same, and the other meaning is a three-word conjunction. So conduit, Conduit, and then the second one spelled the same way. And then the conjunction that makes this a triple meaning is con do it, con space do space it. Now, con in one meaning is slang for a convict, someone in prison, someone who has committed a felony, someone who is a felon, etc. Okay, so one meaning here, of course, is a tool. A conduit is a tool, okay? And I said that, oh, excuse me, I said that there's lots of tools in prison and that formed groups get together to write raps to be heard. Okay, now have you ever seen a conduit? Because I mentioned what was going on and then I asked you, have you ever seen one? Have you ever seen a conduit? Okay, a conduit is a tool. Another definition, of course, is an organization that acts as a channel for the transmission of something. If and as I said in my setup here, tools in prison, and there's formed. I said that we're a bomb unit. Now, a bomb unit doesn't mean like a bomb squad or something. What it but in the way that I am referencing it, a unit can mean a crew or a squad or label mates or whatever, etc. in hip hop. And I'm saying that our unit is bomb. Bomb is slang for awesome or very talented. I'm saying bomb unit. That's us. But I'm also saying, okay, formed groups get together to write raps to be heard, and that would follow under the definition of a conduit, which is an organization, which is a group, acts as a channel for the transmission of something. And I said that formed groups in prison are writing raps to be heard. And then, of course, I'm saying, now have you ever seen a conduit? And I said, if we're in prison and we're writing raps to be heard, then of course, now have you ever seen a conduit? I just told you we're convicts, we're cons. And I just explained that we were writing reps. So I'm asking you a rhetorical question in the third meaning sense. Now have you ever seen a con do it? And of course the answer would be yes, because we are convicts, because I said we're in prison, and I said what we did, which was write raps to be heard. So just a very dope triple meaning right there. Okay, continuing on here. Why hate when you can join us and get it right? Credit score so low you couldn't even lease a car from Fisher Price. Okay, this is just a very dope, easy, funny punchline to understand. I'm saying, why hate us when you could just join us? That's very simple to understand, not hard to, figure out. And then the funny part is the second line. I'm insulting the haters. I'm saying your credit score is so low you couldn't even lease a car. And then I slow down. I have a pause, a break, because I wanted people to think that that's all I was saying, because that's already, kind of an insult. I'm saying your credit score is low. You couldn't even lease a car. Okay, now that's bad, but at the same time, if you're thinking critically, okay, well, not everybody can lease a car. You do have to have a certain amount of credit. But then when I end the punchline by saying from Fisher Price, well, that's just laughable, because Fisher Price, of course, makes toy cars. And I'm just saying, wow, you couldn't even a toy car. How expensive can a toy car be? It cannot be that much money. And I'm laughing. I'm saying that your credit score is so low that it make you inexorably unable to even purchase a freaking toy car. So it's just a funny punchline I'm using at my haters. I'm pretty sure everybody understood it. It's just a comical punchline, but it works to be even funnier with that pause and that break in the moment that I applied here. Continuing on here, you learn to love the filthy lifestyle. Beats, raps, tapes, ciphers, blogs, all on the checklist. We're so filthy you'd rather eat a blue waffle breakfast. Okay, so I'm basically saying the filthy lifestyle, as in the lifestyle of my group that I'm happy to be part of, DaFilthyAnimals. And I'm saying beats, raps, tapes, ciphers, blogs are on the checklist. So you will see the checklist, meaning you will see all those things when you come and check us out, and that's another, again, I think you should check out the website that the producer made for the group. Very nice. It puts us all together. It has very nice biographical information. It's constantly being updated. It's got blogs. It's got everything about us. It's really nice. So I'm saying, okay, you like that. And then I said, going on the theme of being filthy. Okay, filthy can mean literal or filthy can mean slang for having a potty mouth, for using bad words and stuff, which I certainly do when I'm rapping. But I'm saying, okay, what is the filthiest thing you could possibly imagine? And that's what I wanted to do with this line, is because I never try and go for silver medals. I try to go for the gold, go for the number one when I'm rapping, especially because why not? Why sacrifice to go for you're supposed to go for gold, you go for number one. So what I'm saying here is, as far as filthy goes, I can tell you the most filthy thing is a blue waffle. Okay, don't look it up. It's something horribly disgusting that has to do with I don't even want to tell you, but let's just say that the nastiest kind of thing that is wrong with a diseased private parts, and I'm saying we're so filthy that you'd rather eat a blue waffle breakfast. And a waffle, just a waffle by itself, well, you eat waffles for breakfast. A blue waffle, you don't want to know what it is. I'm not going to tell you. If you look it up, you will be sorry. But I'm saying it's definitely the filthiest thing ever in existence. And I'm saying that we're even more filthy than that. So you'd rather have the blue waffle for breakfast, which is fucking disgusting. Don't look it up. You don't want to, trust me. But, anyways, continuing on here. Don't love us, then hate later. Don't do what your foolish pride says. Don't switch from homie to hater. Then, if you'd stop being with my friends, I'd hate the animal you'd become, a lion faggot looking for guidance. Get it? Guidance? Okay, so this is a very funny, hilarious punchline, okay? It's a double meaning too, and it's something that is so funny that I actually explain it while I rap it in the end because I wanted people to get it the first time around because it's just a funny line. Okay, so I'm basically saying two things: that you would become a lion, as in an animal, Lion, a lion faggot looking for guy dens, Guy space Dens. Okay, lions, the animal lions, they go to dens. Okay, that's very common. Everybody knows this. Okay, and I'm also calling you a lying, but I use it in the slang of course, dropping the G in the word lying at the end and adding an apostrophe. A lion, because then it sounds exactly the same as the animal lion. So a lion, as in an untruthful faggot looking for guidance. Guidance. Okay, so this is what's hilarious. What I'm saying is, okay, in one of the double meanings here, I'm saying, okay, I I don't want you to become somebody who completely changes, okay? As I say in the setup, don't love us and then hate later. I'm saying don't. I said just pick a side and stay on it. I don't want a fickle person. I want you to either like us or just don't. It's simple as that. And I don't want to have to decide every other day, do you like us or do you hate us, and you can't figure it out. And then I said, don't switch from homie to hater. Then if you'd stop being with my friends, okay. And then this is how the double meaning is put together. Okay, I'd hate the animal you'd become. Now, if you take that phrase literally, I'd hate the animal you'd become, well, then it's up to my interpretation, which I clearly say in the next part of the rhyme, which is a lion as an animal, a lion faggot looking for guy dens. Okay, now, guy dens, okay, if you're a lion, an animal lion, okay, and if I called you not just a lion, like an animal lion, but a lion faggot, that means you're a lion animal that's a homosexual, then you wouldn't just be going to dens, okay, as in like the lion dens that they go to, but you would be going to guy dens, okay, because as I say in this hilarious punchline, okay, a guy den is going to be the equivalent to a gay bar, a homosexual bar, because if it's a guy den, that means there's not going to be any female lions in there. It's going to be a den of all guys. So that's why I said I'd hate the animal you'd become in a literal sense of an animal. I'd hate the animal you'd become, a lion faggot or a gay lion looking for guy dens, because you'd be looking for a lion den that has all guys in it. Okay, so that's one meaning of this funny double meaning line. And then the other meaning is I'm saying, now this is a common saying that we've all heard before, and the saying, "I'd hate the animal you'd become," or you could say, we've heard, "I hate the animal that you've become," or whatever. But what it means is it's just a common metaphor in slang, but it means, and I hate doesn't mean a literal animal, but it means I hate like the monster you've become, as in you have changed. Something happened. Maybe you had a harsh experience, and since then you're treating me differently, or you are not the same person you once were, or you're just a shadow of who you used to be, or you have a split personality. You have changed in some sort of way, and your behavior is entirely different. Okay, that is what the slang's saying, that the animal you'd become, and I hate the animal you'd become, or I hate the monster you've become. That's what that means, and it's a common enough saying that I'm able to apply it here. And then in that sense, as in not a literal animal, I'm saying I'd hate the animal that you'd become, a lion, as in a dishonest in this case, a lion faggot, as in just calling you a faggot as an insult, and I'm saying looking for guidance. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know which way you're going, because like I said in my setup of this line, to make it work, I said, don't love us, then hate later. And I said, you're a foolish pride. And then I said, don't switch from homie to hater. And then if you'd stop being with my friend, see how you're going from left to right, top to bottom, you're switching, is what I'm saying. You are switching all the time. Okay. And I'm saying, then I'm just insulting you. I'm saying, I hate what you have become, as in a dishonest or a lion, faggot, looking for guidance. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know which way to go. As I say in the setup, you switch from this to that, then you would be looking for guidance to figure out what it is that you need, or what side it is what you want to pick in the end. And I make this line funny because, of course, the other meaning that I already mentioned previously that makes this a double meaning is, if I'm saying it literally, then you would be a gay lion looking for guy dens, okay, as in an all guy den, as if lions would be gay. And then I'm saying it's funny because in the actual rap, after I say that double meaning, I say, get it, guy dens, because I was hoping in this case, as opposed to normally when I rap, is I want people to either figure all them out right away, or listen to them a few times, then figure out multiple meanings, or actually look up my lyrics for themselves to see that there is multiple meanings. Whereas in this case, with this punchline here in particular, I actually decide to mention why it's funny. I said, get it, as in get the joke, guy dense, because I wanted people to understand it, why it was funny the first time they heard it. So hopefully that succeeded what I wanted to. Okay, continuing on here. For the new fans, this is something about my bars I should mention too. Punches so good, I fought the wall and I didn't lose. Okay, so this is very simple. All I'm saying is it's just a funny, silly little punchline where I'm just saying, okay, punches are so good, and punches is slang for punch lines, of course, in hip hop. And I'm saying my punches are so good that what's one fight that nobody ever wins? It's the fight against the wall. Okay, if you can't fight a wall, you can't fight a brick wall and win. And I'm saying my punches, as in slang for punchlines, are so good that I could even beat the wall in a fight somehow, as in I'm just that talented. Okay, pretty easy to figure out. Pretty sure everybody understood it. But continuing here, I'm about to spit an oxymoron for those hating. How dare you tell the greatest inventors that we won't make it? Okay, this is a very dope, easy to understand punchline. Okay, now to make it is a common slang saying that means to survive, to prevail. But I'm also saying make it, as in literally to create something, to build something. And so I'm saying, how dare you tell the greatest inventors, in which I am paying homage to my group, DaFilthyAnimals. We are all in the different parts of the country making our raps, putting them out there, and making our beats, putting them out there separately and then combining later on for nice collaborations and stuff. And I'm saying I'm calling us the greatest inventors because that's how I feel about my label, that my group, to Filthy Animals. And I'm saying, how dare you tell, as in the you haters, how dare you tell us, to Filthy Animals, who I'm calling the greatest inventors? And what do inventors do? They make stuff that we won't make it. So it's just very easy to figure out that I'm saying that we won't make it, as in we won't survive, we won't prevail in the long run. And I'm saying, if we're inventors, all inventors do is make stuff. So how would we, of all people, not make it? So just a very dope, easy to understand punchline, just paying homage to the group. Continuing on here, I'd never cry in a fight. I'm focused and blank when my fists throw and weave. If I played Street Fighter with alternate costumes, that's the only way you could say I fought emo Chun-Li. Okay, this is a very funny punchline. This is hilarious. And it's a double meaning. Okay, it ends, the double meaning is because of the last thing that you hear in this line. Okay, emo Chun-Li, which is spelled EMO space CHUN space LI, which Chun-Li, that is a pronoun, that is a person, okay? And it sounds exactly the same with the right speed and pronunciation as emotionally, EMOTIONALLY. Okay, what I'm saying here is I have to mention that I'm playing Street Fighter, okay, the game Street Fighter, because Street Fighter is a video game that Chun Li is featured in. Of course, I'm pretty sure most of you knew that anyway. But what makes this dope and funny of this punchline? Okay, I'm saying, okay, what I'm saying is I am not an emotional fighter. I don't cry in a fight. I said that I am blank when my fists throw and weave. Okay, as in when I'm fighting. And I said the only way you would see me as emotionally when it comes to a fight is that in fact you wouldn't ever see me emotionally fighting, but emo Chun Li, which sounds exactly the same when you say it at the right speed and pace, because I said we played the game Street Fighter with alternate costumes, so not normal Chun Li, the character in Street Fighter, but an alternate costume that I'm saying an emo. Emo is a slang word that means like a somebody who wears a lot of dark clothing and dark eyeshadow, dark makeup, and you know, Satanist sort of, folk. And I'm saying, okay, if I was emo, or excuse me, if I fought somebody from Street Fighter with alternate costumes, so I fought the emo version of the character in Street Fighter Chun Li. Okay, so you could say that I fought the emo Chun Li, and that's the only way you could say I fought emotionally because it sounds like I'm saying emotionally. So it's just very, very dope because I'm saying that I never cry in a fight and I'm blank when I'm fighting. So the only way you could possibly say Adam Stark fought emotionally is if you're really saying Adam Stark was playing Street Fighter with alternate costumes and Adam Stark fought emo Chun Li. So just very dope, very funny, hilarious punchline. Okay, the next line here. This is very perverted, very funny. One of the funniest punchlines I've ever written. Even though it is nasty and perverted and everything, it actually has a very positive message, surprisingly. Okay, this line. Bad girls, please leave your pimps to rap with us and get jottin'. She should say no to the dick. So in other words, the head is knottin'. Okay, this is hilarious because although I'm using, you know, bad language and I'm swearing and I'm saying perverted things, this is actually a very positive punchline, is what's funny about it. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, okay, what I'm telling, here's where the double meaning comes in, is the last two syllables, noddin. Okay, noddin, which is slang. I'm saying the word nodding, but I'm saying in hip hop slang where you take off the G at the end and you add an apostrophe. So instead of nodding, I'm saying noddin. Because if your head is nodding, then your head is either nodding as in signaling yes, or signaling no. Okay? You know how to nod your head saying yes, and you know how to nod your head saying no. But I'm also saying it sounds exactly the same as the two-word conjunction not in, N-O-T space I-N. Okay, not in. Now, here's where it's dope as a double meaning. Okay, I'm saying that you girls that are bad, leave your pimps. Don't live a life of prostitution. Leave those pimps and come with rap with us. Come to my group to rap, not to be a prostitute. Come to our group to rap and get jottin'. Jottin' means start writing. So start, join our group and be rappers. Okay? So I'm telling women, even though you might not see it this way, I'm telling them don't live a life of prostitution. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And then but it is funny the way I word this part here, but it is saying the same thing. And I said she should say no to the dick. So in other words, her head is nodded. So one of this double implied meaning punchline is if she says no with her head, then what does she do? She's nodding her head left to right. She's nodding her head. But I'm saying in the hip hop slang, drop the G at the end at apostrophe, nodding her head left to right quickly to signal that you're saying no. Okay. But I'm also saying the head is not in. So guess what? The head is slang for the head of the dick because I said in the setup she should say no to the dick. In other words, she should say no to prostitution because if you're going to say no to prostitution, then you're going to say no to the man's private parts. And I say she should say no to the dick. So in other words, the head, as in signifying the head of the dick, is not in the prostitute woman or in the woman. So as you see, it is funny, it is perverted and disgusting and everything, but it actually is hilariously a positive message. And that's what makes this punchline extra dope. Okay, continuing on here. DaFilthyAnimals is scoring birdies and eagles. No bogeys in sight. As far as competition, we're winning all. You're so terrible, I bet you couldn't get on par playing midget mini golf. Okay, so very dope. What I'm saying is, well, first of all, birdies and eagles are animals. Okay, just a little bit of, cooperative wordplay there. But what I'm saying is, okay, I said it as far as competition, we're killing all, as in we are above the competition, we're winning. But then what's funny is, I'm saying that you, as in the hater, is so terrible. I bet that you haters couldn't even get on par. Okay, now that's one thing. Just I could stop right there. If that already would have worked. I'm saying that you haters are so bad you couldn't even get on par, as in, you know, make the average with us. But then it was a more of an insult because I said playing midget mini golf. Okay, midget mini golf. Okay, it's funny because mini golf already exists as short holes in golf, but I said midget mini golf. So imagine not just a mini golf course, but a midget mini golf course would be even smaller than a mini golf course, which already is small. And I'm saying, how would you not get on par playing mini golf, let alone midget mini golf? How would you not be able to make par? That would be embarrassing because it's that would be a short distance to drive the golf ball. And I'm also metaphorically saying you couldn't get on par, as in average what my team does with each individual rapper. Okay, so just a very dope, funny punchline. Okay, continuing here, this until the end of this entire rhyme, what I'm doing here is I'm making an ode. I'm making a personal punchline, a personal, thumbs up and salute to somebody, my personal friend Maurice Demus, who is the main producer of beats in our group, DaFilthyAnimals, that he started. And years down the road, I was happy I was able to join. See, he is amazing. This man is very talented and he makes amazing beats. Now, what anybody could have done, okay, and you've heard this 100 times yourself, not from me, I'm saying in general, is they shout out somebody else. Okay. What I did is I took it a step further. Instead of just simply saying, shout out to you, you're awesome, you're a beast, you're great. What I did was I actually turned his name into a punchline. That takes technical skill to do. Instead of just saying, Maurice Demus, you're awesome, you're great. Instead of just saying that, I actually used his name to make a punchline out of the mechanics and the sounds of his name. So very dope what I did here. I'm just going to read it until the end and then I'll explain. Without the filthy animals beats, I might have had no future. Next, I'm talking about someone who be dropping hot shit, a producer. Okay, no, I will stop there actually. Okay, a producer, okay, and a producer. So producer, Producer, or the two-word conjunction producer, Pro space Deucer. Okay, now pro is slang for professional. Pretty sure everybody knew that already and understood it. But I'm saying, now a common saying in hip hop is dropping hot shit. Okay, and I'm saying he's a producer. Okay, so he is producing beats. Okay, producing songs, mixing and mastering and everything. Okay, so that already makes sense. But then it's funny because I said in this double meaning that he's dropping hot shit. Now, if you take that literally, shit, shit, as in poop, feces, okay, then he would be a deucer, okay? And I'm saying he's a professional deucer. A deucer is somebody who's pooping. So just a funny double meaning punchline here. But anyways, continuing on here. Now here is when I made, well, that already was a nice shout out, but here is where I literally went an extra step of showing appreciation, where I actually used the mechanics of his name to make a punchline out of it. I said, okay, shout out to a divine human being, a god amongst men, my producer Maurice Demus. He furthers our rap careers with so many beats to choose. His music is so powerful and loud when it's released miles away in the booth that you'll think there's a crowd of loud cows. All you'll hear is the moos. Okay, so what makes this dope is the double meaning at the end. Okay, the moos, THE space MOO apostrophe S, or the other one, the moose, THE space MOOSE. Okay, so I mention his name on purpose because I want people to know that, or really, I want people to be able to figure out where the double meaning comes in at the end, because he's Maurice the Moose or Maurice de Moose. So you should be able to know that he can be called the Moose in order to make this double meaning. And I said that, he gives us so many beats, all of us rappers on our label, and his music is powerful and loud. Okay, when I say his music is so powerful, that could mean one of two things. It could mean powerful as in literally the bass from his beats are shaking the foundation, as in there's bass and treble going on, or it can mean powerful as in emotionally you feel something when you listen to it. It's powerful. It gets you an emotional state when you hear it because you feel the music and you like the groove of it and everything. So I'm saying his music is powerful. Now, I mentioned it's miles away in the booth that you can even hear it there. And then what I make this a double meaning, it's dope because I said you'll think there's a crowd of loud cows. I said loud cows on purpose. Okay, because all you'll hear is the moos. Cows make the sound moo, MOO. And of course, since I said a crowd of cows, that means there's more than one. So you would hear the moos. And I'm also saying, because I said Maurice the Moose's music is very powerful and loud, that you could hear it even miles away in that sense of the word powerful, that all you would hear is the moose, as in the music, the beats, the power coming from him, the moose. But it's also a funny double meaning because I'm saying it's like a crowd of loud cows, because in a crowd of loud cows alone, all you would hear is the moos from the cows, but I'm saying the moose as in the producer Maurice the Moose. Okay, so instead of just shouting him out and saying, "Shout out to you, you're awesome," I decided to use his name itself to make a punchline out of, because I wanted to apply technical skill and go the extra mile, as I always do. So, okay, everybody, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask me anything that you don't feel like I touched on enough, anything about my lyrics you didn't understand or you didn't think I touched on enough. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message or write a comment. Please click like, subscribe, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for listening.